is CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Severe weather is moving through parts of South Florida this afternoon, prompting a thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, we had a couple, in fact, just to the north of 595 along Broward County. So let's talk about that because, Naja, we have been seeing the storms really kind of falling apart, and notice the temperatures as well dropping. I show you this because this is the energy for the storms. When you see 70s like that, likely not going to reinitiate up to the north, but where we still have temperatures in the upper 80s, lower 90s. We still have more action to come. All the alerts, we had 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and a flood advisory. That's gone. The weather's still going to be with us, and I still think we'll have a few downpours left over, but this is a huge improvement from what we had just about an hour ago. The storms kind of just collapsed and fell apart. No reports of any damage or anything like that, but the potential certainly was there. We were seeing some indication of very strong winds embedded in the core of those thunderstorms, which, as I mentioned, are gone for now. Still seeing some action here, and I'm going to watch these little green lines. Those are those outflow boundaries, that cool air you feel when you're away from a storm. That could initiate additional storms, and in fact that has happened. It's just over Monroe, so mainland Monroe, we're not too interested in that. But next with a rain tracker for the rest of this evening, doing great initializing. That means, you know, it's got a good handle of what's happening in the atmosphere right now. So as we push this forward, a couple of things. The storms aren't going to be as strong because the temperatures have come down. Again, that fuel for the storms is going to continue to be kind of spent, but we are still going to see some pockets of moderate to heavy showers. I still think today is the transition to what will be a pretty good setup for rainfall for tomorrow and on Thursday. Today, I think, will be the last day where we have that dry air above. That tends to favor stronger wind gusts. But once the atmosphere gets saturated top to bottom, it's mainly just a rain event here, and a pretty good one, I think. In fact, the flooding potential is going to continue to increase. Weather prediction still has us at a level 1 of 4 tomorrow. That may increase by Thursday, particularly if tomorrow we put a lot of rainfall on the ground. We'll set you up here on Wednesday morning at 6 o'clock. Pretty quiet, but then from nothing to something, right? And a lot of showers and thunderstorms. This will be another early event day. So whatever happens tomorrow is going to happen early, between 11, 12 o'clock. We're already firing storms. They cannot sustain themselves after we get this much coverage, right? So 2, 3 o'clock, we'll begin to see things winding down. And I think for the evening commute, we're going to be in much better shape. But how much rain we get tomorrow, that's going to determine whether we have flooding concerns through the day on Thursday and heading into a Friday. All right, so tropical development chances going up here in the eastern Atlantic, and now we have a yellow circle here, so that's another wave. But the one in red, I mean, you don't get higher than 90%. They don't do 95, and when you're at 100, you basically got a tropical depression. This is the area right here. I still see a lot of dry air embedded in the center, so for a tropical system to really get going and a tropical depression to be named, we need that to close off. And so once that happens, which may happen tonight or early tomorrow, this will be a tropical depression and then eventually a tropical storm or Hurricane Gabrielle. And then on the heels of that, we've got another area that we're watching. That's a 20%. We won't worry about that. But here are the spaghetti models or the forecast tracks. You see an initial move towards the west and then that curve towards the north. Some of the models are still putting this a little bit close to Bermuda, so that's something we'll have to watch. Otherwise, I think certainly for the United States, nothing to worry about here. That's going to be a curve to the north. Temperatures in the mid-80s tomorrow. Highest rain chances both Wednesday, Thursday. May need an next weather alert by the end of the week, and then improving conditions back to more typical coverage, Naja, for the weekend.
Ivan, thank you. We are in the peak of hurricane season, and the Next Weather team is making sure you are prepared. Scan the QR code and find all the tools you need to help you get ready. You can also find our 1-hour hurricane special. It has important information for you and your family. Just go to cbsmiami.com. Breaking news now. Prosecutors in Utah have just announced multiple charges, including aggravated murder. It's against the 22-year-old man accused of firing the shot that killed conservative activist Charlie Kirk last week. The suspect is set to make his first court appearance virtually from the county jail later today. CBS News Miami's Andres Gutierrez reports from St. George, Utah.
At a news conference Tuesday afternoon, the Utah County Attorney announced charges against Tyler Robinson, the suspect in the fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
I am filing a notice of intent to seek the death penalty. I do not take this decision lightly, and it is a decision I have made independently as county attorney based solely on the available evidence and circumstances and nature of the crime.
Investigators are piecing together evidence, including a rifle found in a wooded area after last Wednesday's shooting at Utah Valley University in Orem.
DNA consistent with Robinson was found on the rifle's trigger. After shooting Mr. Kirk, Robinson hid the gun, discarded the clothing he wore when he fired the rifle, and told his roommate to delete incriminating text messages and not talk to police. Children were present at the time of the shooting.
Also Tuesday, Robinson is set to make his first court appearance virtually from the county jail. Robinson has been held without bail since he was arrested after more than a 30-hour manhunt by local, state, and federal authorities. As the investigation continues, a spokesperson for Discord and 2 law enforcement sources confirmed to CBS News an account appearing to belong to the suspect claimed responsibility for the shooting in a group chat, writing in part, "It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this." The messages were first reported by the Washington Post. Discord has said it hasn't found any evidence that the suspect planned Kirk's assassination on the chat platform. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, St. George, Utah.
Now at 4, an elderly Miami Gardens woman was forced out of her home by a fire earlier this morning. She was taken to the hospital and her condition is not known at this time. CBS News Miami's Bree Buckley reports from the scene where she talked to neighbors.
A scary morning in a Miami Gardens neighborhood after this home on Northwest 157th Terrace went up in flames. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue says they were called just before 5 and found smoke billowing from the house. Neighbors waking up to the commotion.
Through my window and I saw like 4 or 5 firemen outside just walking around and trying to put out. So I didn't know if they had already put the fire out because I didn't see any fire.
Chopper 4 showing the aftermath here. You can see a hole in the roof. MDFR says firefighters were able to put the flames out and 1 person was taken to the hospital. We're told by neighbors it was a 76-year-old woman. Her birthday was yesterday.
She has her 2, I'm not sure if they're nephews or sons, but I get along with them. She's a really good old lady. But no, I haven't actually spoken to her, but it's sad that what happened to her.
MDFR says Animal Services was requested to help with a family pet after the woman was taken to the hospital.
In 2 years that I've been living, I've never seen it.
You can see the orange sign on the front of the house here, deeming it an unsafe structure. As for the cause of the fire, no word on that yet. In Miami Gardens, Bree Buckley, CBS News, Miami.
Now to a bizarre story out of Hialeah. A 23-year-old man is in custody for allegedly stealing an ambulance. CBS News Miami's Maribel Rodriguez explains how police were able to track it down.
An ambulance was stolen from outside Hialeah Hospital's emergency room right here overnight. According to police, a MCT driver was dropping off a patient at the hospital. When he came out, the ambulance was taken by this man, who police say is 23-year-old Elijah Montanes. Through GPS and live camera feeds inside the ambulance, dispatchers were able to provide real-time updates on the vehicle's location and a description of that suspect. Miami-Dade police located the ambulance traveling southbound on Northwest 27th Avenue on the on-ramp to 836. That driver, who police say is Elijah Montanes, was taken into custody. The ambulance was safely returned to MCT. That driver, who police say again is Montanes, is being charged with grand theft of a vehicle. He's expected to appear in bond court later today. In Hialeah, Maribel Rodriguez, CBS News, Miami.
We are now getting a look at the men jailed in connection with a police chase. It started as a kidnapping call. You are looking at Brandon Spivey and Joe McKenzie. Investigators say McKenzie was behind the wheel of a U-Haul van when officers tried to stop him. Police say McKenzie and Sibley failed to pull over in Broward County and sped off at speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. When they bailed out in Miami Gardens in a neighborhood there, they tried to run away but were caught and arrested. As for the alleged kidnapping, a woman in the van told police that she initially got in voluntarily, but once the police chase started, she demanded to be let out. Governor Ron DeSantis will decide the fate of Palmetto Bay Council member Steve Cody. Constituents and fellow council members have called for him to step aside. It is following comments he made on social media about the death of Charlie Kirk. Cody is refusing to do so, but council members at a heated meeting last night voted 4-1 to remove him. It does not have the power to do that, so the governor will have the final word on what happens. Sad news from the world of entertainment. Actor and director Robert Redford has died. His publicist says the Academy Award-winning actor and director died this morning at his home in Utah. He was surrounded by his loved ones. Redford is known for films including Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and The Way We Were and The Sting. He was 89 years old. When we come back, Ticketmaster under investigation, and it could end up costing the company billions of dollars. Details when we come back. Ticketmaster is under the gun. It has to do with them being under investigation to prevent bots from illegally reselling tickets. The Federal Trade Commission is leading the probe. It's examining if the ticketing platform is in compliance with the Better Online Ticket Sales Act. Ticketmaster is owned by Live Nation. According to Bloomberg, if the FTC pursues a case and Live Nation loses, the company could face billions of dollars in penalties. Ticketmaster denies that they are under investigation. In this week's all-new Miami Proud, a man who survived cancer and so much more is paying it forward to help others.
Hello, how you doing? How are you? Good. Do you?
Steve Tellefson is making the rounds at Memorial Healthcare Center's cancer unit. He's volunteering, visiting people who are undergoing cancer treatment, which he knows all too well. At 25, Steve was diagnosed with testicular cancer, then brain tumors. He had a debilitating stroke and even more brain tumors. After 5 brain surgeries and a stem cell transplant, Steve's been cancer-free for 5 years now.
I don't think I would be here without my village, and they helped me so much.
Steve was a promising college football player and a workout buff. He still makes it to the gym when he's not poking his head into cancer treatment rooms to help those who are giving it all. And that does it for the CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.